The following program is rated D for dumb.
The following podcast is rated D for dumb. You're listening to Dumbing It Down with Dave, the fastest podcast on earth. Listen to Dave commute to and from work on the New York State Thruway in his 2008 Kia Rio LX. He talks about pragmatism, truth, happiness, and the search for it all. Join Dave as he asks and tells you how life ought to be. And now, here's Dave.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Good day. I don't know where you are. Why did I even start this? You ready to dumb it down? All right, that's fantastic. I know better than that. You can't start a podcast saying good day, good morning. I don't know where you're listening to this or when you're listening to this. It might be goodbye. That'd be the worst thing ever. Hey, man, I'm leaving. I can't even listen to this. You're worried about good morning, good night. This is goodbye. Like, wow. That would be a real bummer. So, hello, everybody. Welcome to Dumbing It Down with Dave. My name is Dave Canyon. I'm your one and only solo podcast host of the Dumbing It Down with Dave podcast. It is the fastest podcast on earth, as I am traveling right now on a road called 787, and I'm going south. I'm headed to the New York State Thruway, which is I-87, Interstate 87. Also has a governor's name attached to it. Could be Dewey. Governor Dewey, I think. Governor Dewey Thruway. Something like that. I don't really know the name of the governor they named it after. But anyway, I'm headed home. It's a bonus episode. It's a little bonus episode. Why not? And by the way, I am Dave Canyon. I am your pragmatic podcaster. Pragmatic podcasting. That's the focus for the show. It's pragmatism, truth, happiness, and the search for it all. And we talk about many things on the show, but I try to focus in on the pragmatism of certain things, or that we get to the core, to the root of it all. I usually find a way to dig deeper other than what you see in the papers or on TV, or read in the papers, see on TV, hear on the radio. I always ask why. I'm a grown man, 56 years old, truck driver, and I'm always asking why, more whys, why, more whys, why, I keep on going on and on with the whys, and, oh, you gotta go, man, go. You gotta wait. Hold on a second, let him go. There we go. So, here I am, I'm podcasting, and I'm getting into a little altercation here at the toll booth. That was interesting. I forgot for a second that I was actually podcasting. A buddy of mine is actually pulling out of the exit 23 compound here. In fact, it's the same driver who I passed the other day on the way into work. I'm now behind him. I want to get him going. Get him to work. So I exercised a little politeness, and I waited so he can get out. And a lot of people were upset with me just now. Like, no, don't let the truck through. Don't let the truck through. We can't lose 10 seconds. We can't lose 15 seconds. No, I have to get to work. Well, you're about to get onto the New York State Raceway. Though I think maybe that's the other name of it, Governor Raceway. So these guys will do 80 miles an hour in no time. And they'll make up the time between here. If they don't get a ticket, they'll make up the time. Well, that was really interesting. That's the first time I think I've ever done this podcast and forgot that I was actually doing a podcast because I got caught up on something going on. I'll be interested to hear what that sounds like. I was honking my horn. I was letting this guy, Jim, one of the drivers, Jim, let him know he can go. And I don't know if he saw I was flashing my brights. But anyway, that's courtesy right there. I'm going home, so I'm not worried about it. I mean, I'm tired. I want to be asleep an hour ago. But, I'm going to be patient. I'm going to let Jim go here. He's in front of me. I'm not going to cut him off. I'm going to block the lane here for him. That's right. I'm a truck driver, and I'm going to help him get in the lane. Well, this is really interesting. I'm at work, and I'm podcasting at the same time. Very odd. We got to get on with the show. All right, now he's in the lane, and I'm going to pass him. I'm going to blow his doors off, as a matter of fact. Oh, here comes the pickup truck that was upset with me. He doesn't want to let me go. That's fine. He doesn't have to let me go. Now here comes a Lexus. See, they don't want to let me go. Everybody's mad at me because I let the tractor trailer. I'm going to pass this pickup truck, believe me. Anyway, wow, how much time are we into the show? 5 minutes, not too bad. That was an interesting 5 minutes. Never happened before on Dumbing It Down with Dave, where I forgot I was podcasting, and I thought I was back at work, letting trucks go in and out of compounds and exits and on-ramps and off-ramps and all that good stuff. All right, there goes Jim. We're going to pass him. I'll blow my horn one more time. Oh, look at that. 5 minutes and 24 seconds. Interesting thing about this podcast that you don't know, my father just called me and to tell me something, and it freezes the recording. It pauses it. That's a pretty cool feature. I didn't know it did that. You don't even know that. But I was just talking. I don't even know what I was saying. Probably talking about the fact that I got, not confused, whatever. Helping my buddy get out of the compound there at exit 23. And here it is. My father calls me as soon as I get going with the podcast. And apparently it paused it. That was great. So I didn't lose any time and I didn't lose the podcast. I almost was considering redoing this podcast, but what the heck? It's a bonus episode. It's a freebie. You get what you pay for, right? And by the way, that red pickup truck that I described it as a red pickup truck that was upset that I was letting my buddy get out of the compound, he's barely ahead of me. And my buddy is, just, a quarter of a mile behind me. I can see him in my rearview mirror. So everybody's doing fine. It just takes a little time to wait. Just wait a couple of seconds. Tractor trailers, it's not a trucking show. Tractor trailers move the economy. When you see tractor trailers, you should say, don't go, ooh, look at that truck. You should say, ooh, look at the economy. Oh, look at commerce happening. See what's in that truck? Thousands and thousands of dollars of commerce. I guarantee it. There's no truck, unless they're empty, there's no truck out there with zero commerce or $50 of commerce. It's usually thousands and thousands. Almost every trailer out there, every flatbed out here, I'm passing a flatbed that's got some truck parts on it. There goes a refrigerator on it. It's got meat on it, boar's head. Every truck you see is the economy. So when you go down the road and you go, oh my God, look at all these trucks, honey. Oh my God, it's all trucks. Yeah, that's the economy doing good. When you go down the road and you see no trucks, it's probably Sunday, or the economy is bad. I bet you in 2008, people were driving around going, wow, remember we used to have all this traffic with the trucks? There's no more trucks. What happened to the trucks? Yeah, because nobody's on the road. There was no economy. And the United States, I can't really speak for I shouldn't say that. I'm going to take a guess, though. I'm going to assume if the United States is anything like New York State, that we don't really cater at all to the economy and tractor trailers. We don't indulge them at all. We make life very difficult for them. We just got an update. We're getting an update this Sunday at my job with some software we have that maintains our logs. It's going to make life more difficult. Even more difficult for truck drivers. Getting on and off the thruway, on the highways, where to stop to go to the bathroom, where to get food, what type of food you get, the safety involved. Yesterday, not a trucking show, again, human behavior, pragmatism, mindfulness. I should throw in mindfulness. Truth, happiness, and the search for it all. Yesterday, I was going underneath the George Washington Bridge. I was on the George Washington Bridge on the upper level. Still a very bumpy road. Very dark bridge. And then when there's rain and there's overcast skies and there's no moon, for some reason the Port Authority of New York, which I think is the governing authority that maintains, the maintaining authority that maintains the George Washington Bridge, it's kind of like a New York, New Jersey thing, the New York, New Jersey Port Authority, or the Port Authority of New York, New Jersey. They don't like putting the lights on the George Washington Bridge. I repeat, this is not a misspeak. It's not a mistype. It's not a typo. It's not a speako. Okay? The George Washington Bridge is a dark bridge. They don't like lighting it up. Very rarely. I think in the 6 or some odd years I've been at this job, I've seen that bridge lit up maybe once or twice. What? Yes. What do you mean they don't light it up? They don't light it up. They figure there's so much traffic, which there always is. There's so much traffic with the headlights, they don't need to light it up. Well, how does that affect you, Dave? Well, I can't see the Jersey barrier that separates the northbound from the southbound. What do you mean you can't see it? Isn't it brightly colored and reflective? No. It's some sort of cement, dirty white, covered in exhaust soot. What? Yes. Well, what about all the reflective material on it? I don't know if there ever was any reflective material on it. What about the yellow line out at the bottom, the thick yellow line that they paint with that indestructible material so it never fades? Well, not only has it faded, it's all scrunched up. I can't explain to you what happens to the blacktop, but sometimes, somewhere, and this happens in New Jersey too in certain spots, the blacktop bumps up against the Jersey barrier and gets all crumply. Therefore, the yellow line turns into like a pretzel line. It's all squiggly. Really? Is that legal? No, I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure they're mandated because that road is federally funded. It's I-95. It's not just the George Washington Bridge. It's not just across Bronx Expressway. I love the way they call it expressway. Like there's a local alternative, which there isn't. Not for trucks. So, I'm in my head, I got a million thoughts and images. But there's so many lights coming at you. By the way, once again, obligatory statement. Not what I was thinking about. Not the podcast I was thinking about doing 11 and a half minutes ago. But thousands of headlights are coming at you. It doesn't matter whether you're northbound or southbound. Thousands of headlights are coming at you. Blinding you. There's no... The Jersey barrier is, I don't know, 3 feet high. 2.5 feet high. I don't even know. But all the headlights are above that. And they're blinding you. So therefore, get ready to hear this. Now hear this. The Jersey barrier is backlit. Hello, photographers. Can you explain to everybody what backlighting means? To be, I think it was backwashed or backlit or something like that. Well, no, washed out is too much light. Anyway, it's backlit. In other words, all these headlights are coming at me. I can't see the Jersey barrier at all. There's no reflective material on it. It's a dirty, worn-out white with exhaust soot on it. It's grim. It's not a reflector. The bridge is made for best-case scenario. Sunny, dry day, which is, I could say, for most of this country, these roads are built for sunny, dry day. Not a truckie show. No, Dave, but it's kind of like 13 minutes. You got distracted by a tractor trailer, and now you're talking about the George Washington Bridge. Yeah, well, the human behavior is we're not going to fix it. We don't care. Well, Dave, isn't the human behavior you haven't written a letter, the letter you've been threatening to write, like all the other letters that you talk about, all the other things you want to do? Well, I'm a little exhausted right now. I'm going through the Coxsackie toll booth. I'm doing the loop-de-loop. I got a cup of coffee in my hand because I was exhausted last night. They're doing some serious construction here at the toll booth. They got a big pit in here. They got a steel beam down here. It looks like they're redoing it. They got a lot of people here working probably to redo the road here, entering and exiting the toll booth, probably so, for traffic coordination and stuff like that. Something, I don't know why they're making such, maybe it's because of drainage. I don't know what they're doing, but they're doing something really huge here at the Coxsackie toll booth. Dave, more highway construction and trucking stuff? Yeah, I know. It's just one of those mornings. It's a bonus show. You're not getting it like regular. You're getting it like extra. This is extra. I don't have to do this podcast at all. Hit the button, shut it off, delete it, go to bed. Anyway.
Dave, dear, this is Emma.
Oh, yeah, we saw
you.
May
I ask you something?
Sure, but it was great to hear you at the beginning of the show, too. You did a great job.
You seem to be really thirsty.
Oh, because I'm talking
Should we take a drink break?
A drink break? We could take a drink break. I'm having coffee. What are you having? Anything? How's Harry?
That's great. Carry on.
Oh, okay. She doesn't want to answer my questions. She's very funny like that. She comes in, tells me it's time to drink, and then she's gone. She's out of here. Surprised we don't have a closing door effect. Or something like footsteps, so they're running away or something like that. Emma likes me, though, and I like Emma. I think she might be a little bit creeped out by me because I've been like, hey, Emma, how you doing? I do love the voice, though. It's amazing how a voice can affect you like that. Yeah, baby. Anyway, So, the economy. Yeah, George Washington Bridge. So when you get to the end of the bridge, there's this crazy construction. They're not even there all the time, but they leave their stuff behind. They got more Jersey barriers, and they turn a straight road into a turny road. And you know what? I don't know if it's been measured out. I don't think 2 tractor trailers can fit on that turn. It's a small show. Somebody's got to pick a lane, and the other guy's got to wait. You can't do 2 trucks. I'm not even sure if you can do a truck and a car. Unless you're creeping. If you're going like half a mile an hour in traffic, yeah, probably. But you can't fly through that thing like at 50 miles an hour. And it's dark. Anyway, there's a lot of stuff I could share with you folks. I could do a trucking show. I could do a New York City or a tri-state or whatever, 5-borough tri-state trucking show. All about the horrible roads. I could. I'm not going to. You see a truck, it's the economy. You see him coming out, just slow down, let him go. This person, this guy or gal that's driving that thing is moving your economy. And let me tell you something. There's a way to improve this economy. You know how you improve the economy even more? You make some concessions or improvements so trucks can go where they want, when they want, how they want. I mean, not like night and day, 24/7, like within a respectable amount. One last thing. One of the things that they could do is like on Route 17 in New Jersey. The only way you can get from the New York State Thruway to the New Jersey Turnpike, now hear this, the only way, well, it's not the only way, but it is the shortest way. The other way is like 10, 15 minutes longer. It's not economically feasible. It's not good for the economy to go that way. And it also goes too far south. You miss a few exits. I can't go that way when I go to Newark. But now hear this. Route 17 in New Jersey is the shortest distance between the New York State Thruway and the New Jersey Turnpike for trucks. All they want to do is get to the Turnpike. And when they're coming off the Turnpike, all they want to do is get to the Thruway. It's this crazy thing. There's no way of doing it. You got to get on 17 with a truck. You can't go any other way. If you take 287, it dumps you down at exit 10. That means you miss exit 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. You can't go that way. Not if you're going to get off those exits. I get off at exit 14C. I think it's 14C, 14A, B, or C, whatever. So I can't take 287. Well, I can, but it brings me in the back way. It's still 5-10 minutes longer. But they don't let us in the left lane on 17. It's ridiculous. Buses are allowed in the left lane. Why can't trucks be in the left lane? We shouldn't be in the right lane because the right lane is for getting on and off 17, going into the malls. That whole strip of 17, I don't know how many miles it is. 10 miles, probably 10, 15 miles. That whole strip is all commercial. It's all malls, strip malls, fast food, gas stations. You know, tractor trailers should not be in the right lane. So we're kind of relegated to the middle lane. And you know who's in the middle lane, right? The middle lane hoverers. The ones that hover. Oh, we're just going to stay right here. I don't want to be in the right lane. I don't want to be in the left lane. It's too fast. Safety. Stay in the middle lane. I'll just stay here till 55. Well, get out of here. Move over. I love it at night, like last night especially. The whole left lane is wide open, empty. And there's a guy in front of me forever, 55. I mean, just move over. Anyway, he wouldn't move over. And then finally he moved over, and then I moved up. 10 seconds later, I'm behind another guy doing 50, 55. Just move over. Go to they don't know. They don't know that trucks are not allowed in the left lane. And or they don't care. It's very frustrating, folks. I guess these last 19 minutes, if you want to say, hey, Dave, that was really like a trucking show. Well, that's fine. I've spent 20 minutes on other things as well. This is not what this podcast was supposed to be about. Maybe I'll do a bonus. I don't think I'm going to do that. All right. Let me see if I could do this without screwing everything up. Episode 157, Intentions and Murder. Intentions and Murder. In this episode, amongst a few things intended and accidental, Dave discusses intentions that he's failed to follow through on. He also talks about the cop who shot a man in what has become mistaken apartment identity. Hopefully you'll find that and the rest of the show entertaining. Thank you for listening and engaging. Leave a comment. Feel free to share by tweeting and reposting. There you go. Did you do that? I appreciate that if you did. So here's some comments. We'll start with the first ones and we'll work our way back. I'm not going to have as much time as I wanted to do what I wanted to do. I got so involved with the trucking and all that. Linda Irwin wrote, "Hello, Dave and David," referring to AI Dave and me, David. And then I talked about how it was raining yesterday. By the way, today is sunshine. Today is sunshine. And here's another thing I found out. Not only are like 99% of my podcasts talking about what a beautiful Sunday morning it is, or what a beautiful Saturday morning it is, or whatever morning. I mean, there's only a handful out of 157, now 158 podcasts. Only a handful have been bad weather. 99% of them have been really good weather. Here's an interesting thing. Thursdays have been a very rainy day in New York. Thursdays, because Thursday is the day that my landscaper is supposed to come and do the grass. But you know what happens every Thursday? It rains and he can't cut the grass. So he doesn't come on Friday to make up for Thursday. He just comes next Thursday, unless it rains. So right now he hasn't been at my house, I think, in about 2 or 3 weeks. It's fine. $64 a week I save. He can get it all done next Thursday. He's got powerful equipment. Those tall blades don't scare him. The only thing is now the leaves are falling, so we got to do something about those leaves. So yesterday I mentioned something about the weather and about this, the rain, and Linda said, "We stole your sunshine." She's in McCall, Idaho. "We stole your sunshine. We had snow when we woke up today, but the sun is out now. Could even reach 50 degrees, she wrote. Like that. That's how she wrote it. 50 degrees. Because I know that because she put an exclamation point. So, wow. Yeah, McCall, Idaho, getting into it. Then Linda Irwin wrote, "If I were to sleep around and play around, I would not only be in trouble from the hubby, but I would remember it. LOL. That's right. She would remember it. That's funny. All right. Okay. Distraction. This is also from Linda Irwin. Distraction or absent-minded is one thing, but you have to have a stop and think first before taking lethal action, in my opinion. There is being a creature of habit, but police officers do need to be sharp of mind and their surroundings, with a potential confrontation. That is true, Linda. Absolutely true. You know what's really interesting is also the fact that if she was sexting or she was in a sexual conversation, you know, sex really manipulates people, right? I want to make sure I have time here. Oh, 22 minutes. Good. Sex, you know, I think guys might relate to this more than the women. But, you know, when you're about to embark on six-pack sex, or you're in the middle of six-pack sex, and you know you should be saying no, 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 but you're saying yes, yes, yes. I think sex is that intoxicating. Even without alcohol, sex is intoxicating. And it makes you do things you don't want to do. I think she was really distracted. By the way, I think the brother of the victim and the shooter, this lady, the cop, I think Amber, I think they hugged in court. They gave her 10 years, but I think she's going to get out earlier. I think so. My guess is she'll be out in 2 or 3 years. That's my guess. I don't know if that's a good guess. And I don't think there's going to be any outrage because the brother, I think the brother or the cousin or something of the victim, and her hugged, he forgave her already. Everybody knows this is the craziest mistake. And it's probably never going to happen again, ever, ever, ever. And if this woman, if they look in her background, they see that she's fine, you know, whatever. I don't know about this racist stuff they were talking about. I don't know what the truth is, but my guess is she's going to be out in 2.5 to 3 years. That's just my guess. Alex XM wrote, "I walked here, now I'm here. I don't know why I'm here." Classic Dave. Thank you, Alex, for what I think is listening to the show. I think he might have listened to the show. That's very nice, and I'm glad he's back from wherever he was. It would have been nice if he called me to say thank you for your concern, but he didn't do that. That's fine. That's fine. Me and Linda worried about him, texting, tweeting the LAPD, the Long Beach PD, whatever. Pat Mason wrote, "This is totally off topic, He actually texted me this, truth be told. He actually texted me this to my cell phone number. And I said, do me a favor, please put that in the comment section. Because I was going to do a whole podcast on this, but I think I'm out of time. I don't think I'm going to be able to. He wrote, just a thought. This is from Pat Mason, co-worker of mine. Just a thought. I was driving home early this morning on that hour drive and was thinking about a show you did, not sure of the episode number, about making a withdrawal from your personal life and making a deposit in your work life. Not sure if I have that right. That was clearly one of the best shows you ever did. That being said, now that your audience has grown, well, it's kind of grown by 2, but whatever. So we're up to 6 instead of 4, or maybe 8 instead of 6, I'm not sure. It might be a good show to replay, revisit, or just touch on in an upcoming show. You are spot on that show. Just my thoughts. I'm not telling you what to do, because I really don't know what I'm doing, but it was a show that hit home. That was, I don't know what show that was. I don't have the time to look it up. I'm sure it's in the show notes or something like that. But that is a philosophy that I have, and that's all the comments for episode 157. Thank you, everybody, for leaving those comments, Alex, Linda, and Pat. And please feel free to comment. Everybody, comment, share, repost this, tweet it, Facebook it, Instagram it, whatever you can do. I really appreciate you. And just telling your friends in the real world, telling anybody that's in your world, friends or enemies or lovers, hey, man, Dumbing It Down with Dave. You Google it, it comes right up. There's not too many other dumb titles. I have the dumbest. Dumbing It Down with Dave is the dumbest title. Does that say 26 minutes? 26 minutes. So one of the things that I talk about, and I'm sure if Pat had not mentioned it, it would have came up again, because it's a definite philosophy of mine, or it's a way of thinking. I don't know exactly what you would call it. It's a something. It's a something. It's a something. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm doing 5 days a week. That's what I'm doing now. I'm scheduled for 4, but I'm working a 5th day. And when I work that 5th day, I make a lot of money. I make a ton of money. That's why I do it. I wouldn't do this for fun. So every time I come to work, especially in the state of mind and the state of health I'm in now, every time I come to work and I make this money, I'm really withdrawing that money from my life fund. And I'm withdrawing from my life fund. So if I have an expiration date, I don't know what that date is. It could be tomorrow, it could be next year, it could be 5 years from now. But every time I come to work, I'm withdrawing from that life fund. And I'm putting it in my financial fund, my financial savings. And what I mean by that is that I'm burning 14 hours, 15 hours, 16 hours at work here. That's my life. But I'm burning that because I'm making money. And I think it's also burning time, like on Tuesday. Not only is it burning that 14 hours or 15 hours, whatever it is, but I'm also burning hours at the end, bringing the expiration date closer, because I'm not taking care of myself when I work. I'm not doing the right thing. And a lot of us Americans do this constantly. We just withdraw from our life fund so we can have money in our financial fund. So you're taking you're taking time out of your life savings, and you're converting it into money into your financial savings. Does that make sense? You're withdrawing time from your life savings. It's time, hours and minutes. And then you're converting it. And then you're depositing it into your financial account. Does that make sense to you? So that hit home for... Did I do that right, Pat? Is that what you wanted to... Was that the thing? That's the way I think it is. So, why am I mentioning that? Why did I mention it? Because I got to consider the possibility that it might be time to stop doing that. Just get to my life. Stop with the 4-year countdown, which I haven't officially announced, I don't think. Maybe I did. I'll do that next episode, maybe, if I remember. Episode 159 or something like that. I know somebody who's going through an issue right now in their life. They're withdrawing from their life fund, converting it into their financial savings. Not always the smartest thing to do. We'll talk about that in episodes coming up. Pat, I hope I elaborated as best I could. I got to go. Goodbye. Good day, good night, good luck, good riddance, good rats, Godspeed, and great skills. Bye.